Today I'm back with part 7 of weird and interesting tech on Amazon, and it starts with the Proteus Controller by BioWave. This is one of the coolest pieces of hardware that I have tested all year. It's brand new to the market and will soon be available for pre-order, and I've actually been waiting on it for a very long time. But the Proteus is not just another controller, it's not even just another modular controller. It is a snap-together system built so anyone can design a controller layout that fits their hands or physical abilities. Every joystick, D-pad, and button module snaps into place magnetically. You can reconfigure the entire layout in mere seconds, move the sticks to the top, switch button groups, or even build completely one-handed setups. The idea for the Proteus controller came from Evelyn, who injured her hand and found normal controllers painful or almost impossible to use. She and her longtime friend Brandon started BioWave to make gaming accessible again, but not through a one-size-fits-all accessibility controller, but through something that anyone can shape to their own needs. I've spent a week with it so far and done some good testing with it, and I will say it's not perfect yet. There's a little bit of input latency that prevents it from being great for like competitive shooters, but I will say the build quality is absolutely excellent. The buttons and triggers feel premium, and the flexibility for big hands like mine is a big win. If you've been around this channel at all, then you've heard me whine and complain about ergonomics with controllers, and it's one of the reasons that, yet again, I'm going to mention why I like the Steam Deck so much, because it has the joysticks at the top of the controller, and this one you can configure that way, but it's totally customizable based on your needs. I was able to use it as a traditional controller while I'm gaming, but then I was also able to reconfigure it so that I was using basically a controller in my left hand and a mouse in my right hand, so whenever I'm doing something like playing Cyberpunk, it makes driving that much easier. For me, I like to be able to aim with a mouse, but also be able to have the flexibility of a joystick instead of WASD keys, and that's where this controller came in. Now, customization for the Proteus controller happens through BioWave's online software, where you can remap every button and save profiles instantly. But it doesn't stop there, because there's a full community of people that are sharing their layouts based on the needs that they have and the design that they've built with the controller. And I think that's a really cool thing that BioWave did, simply because not everybody's going to have the same disability, but there may be a couple of people that suffer from something that's very, very niche, but then they have a place to share it that might help others, and I love that design. The Proteus controller is honestly the definition of why I started this Amazon series. It's about weird and interesting tech that lets more people join in, and while the controller and the software is not perfect yet, I did meet with the engineering team at BioWave to learn more about what they have coming in the future, and they've got a lot of really good stuff planned, so it's definitely a company and a product to keep your eye on. And I am going to be doing a full deep dive review video, so be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll tell you more about this controller and some more features that they have coming down the road. Now, if you watch my recent uploads, then you know that I already posted a full review on this one, and the link is in the description if you want to see that video, but this is the Pixy by EMEET. It's probably the easiest plug and use webcam that I've ever tested. I mean, you just literally just plug it in and it just works. No driver mess, no extra software setup. I used it on Windows and Mac OS, and I found that their app is plenty functional. And I have reviewed other webcams who have softwares that are very much a pain to use, but this one focuses on simplicity but also quality. It delivers surprisingly good image quality for its price. It gives sharp colors, solid detail, and it even handles low light better than I would have expected from most webcams under 150 bucks. What makes this one unique and interesting are the fact that it has dual cameras, one that focuses on tracking you and the other that focuses on actually filming you. That way it can more smoothly follow you around when it's using its AI tracking. So it actually is really great for streamers or anyone that paces back and forth during a meeting. It has a lot of different functionality built into such a small form factor. The built-in mics are fine. It's not broadcast quality, but the AI noise cancellation helps a lot more than I expected. And I'll give an example right here of where I used a vacuum in between me and the mic, and you can't even hear the vacuum. But I do want to test the noise cancellation that it comes with a vacuum. Right now it's off, but I'm going to turn it on right now, and then we'll see how noise cancellation does. So I don't know how loud that is or if you can still hear me. But right now, without touching the vacuum, I'm going to change it to noise cancellation mode. And this vacuum is in between me and the microphone. And I'm curious on if it's isolating my voice or not. Let me know down in the comments how you think it sounds. I can't imagine it's not picking any of this up, but let's take a look at the footage and see. So it is usable if you don't have an external mic, but the focus is really going to be on the image quality of the camera itself. For creators, streamers, or anyone who just wants a good camera without dropping the money on a full DSLR or mirrorless setup, the Pixy hits that sweet spot between quality, simplicity, and price. So I'm a big fan of it, and that's why I wanted to include it on this list, as well as do a dedicated breakdown of it. So be sure to check that video out if you're interested in learning more. Now, real quick, links to every product are in the description below, so if you're interested in checking them out, the links will be there for you. Now for number 3 on the list, I've got something that's a little bit more grounded, literally. This is the Genki Moonbase, and it looks like a desk accessory from the future. It's a round base with a smooth matte finish, and it has soft RGB glow that makes your setup look way more premium. It's not often that you have a power strip that actually looks good out in the open, but under the style, it actually has some serious power output under it. It has 3 AC wall outlets on the front, and then on the end it has 4 USB-C slots, with one of them delivering up to 140 watts of total output power. One example that I have is I was able to use it with my ROG Ally and use it in its full 30-watt turbo mode while I was in my racing cockpit, while also being able to charge a laptop at the same time. And it does not struggle when it comes to outputting that much power. I mean, this thing is an absolute beast. I will say that it is pricey for a power strip, but between the output, the build quality, and design, it's functional decor that does earn a space on your desktop. And it comes from a company that I'm a big fan of called Genki. Their stuff is really, really good, and their Switch 2 lineup might be the best Switch 2 products that I've come across yet. I think the Moonbase is a good opportunity for you to leave a comment down below on if you think these products are cool or not, or if you think that they're overpriced. Now let's take one quick break and say, are you somebody that likes to sail the high seas, if you know what I mean? Well, if you are, then you might be interested in today's sponsor, which is Proton VPN. If you want to keep your internet service provider off of your back and out of your business, Proton VPN has your back. It uses strong encryption and Swiss privacy laws to keep your data protected, and it even has a built-in kill switch, meaning that if your ISP starts to monitor what you're doing mid-download, your internet will drop immediately and shut off instead of transferring that data to your provider. It's fast, secure, and it's my preferred VPN that I've been using for a long time on their free tier, but they do have 64% off if you want their paid version, which gives so much more functionality, and I highly recommend them as a brand. Now, if you grew up in the early to mid 2000s, you might have played the original Xbox, so this controller is going to be pure nostalgia. This is the Hyperkin Duke, and it's a controller that I actually reviewed earlier this year, but it just makes sense to include on this list as well. The Hyperkin Duke recreates the massive first-gen controller, but it updates it for modern gaming experiences. It even has an OLED screen built right into the center that plays the original Xbox boot animation when you plug it in, which still looks pretty awesome almost 25 years later. Oh my gosh, I'm really dating myself. What I like that Hyperkin did with the Duke is that they upgraded the tech with Hall effect joysticks for better durability, and they're hot swappable, so they give you smoother input if you want to go with different joysticks. They also added modern bumper buttons to the top of the controller that function like the white and black button on it, and then they made the cable detachable through USB-C. So yes, it is still a wired controller. There's no wireless option yet, and I would love to see a dongle one day from Hyperkin so that it can be wireless, but I like the fact that they allowed you to be able to remove the cable unlike the original Duke. That way you can replace it if you ever needed to. One of the things I like the most about it are simply the ergonomics. That's what made the original Duke so comfortable to use, and that's still here with this design. But this controller is actually equally as well built, just with the modern tech inside of it. Like I said, I did do a full review on it earlier this year, so check that link down in the description if you want to see that full breakdown. But I just have to say, it's the perfect mix of nostalgia and modern usability. And yes, it is another controller that I placed on this list, but it's one that still earns its place. Okay, so for the next one, don't get mad at me about this, because it's not necessarily tech, but it is pretty cool. It is a flamethrower. It's actually pretty much a barbecue pit torch, and I actually got it on my Temu haul a couple of weeks ago, but I also found it on Amazon. So I was like, okay, great, let's put it on this list as well. This is the Coacle. I'm not sure how to say their company name, but it's a propane torch that can push up to 500,000 BTUs of heat with adjustable fuel control, and it lets you dial the flame from a small cooking torch to a full-on fire starter. You can use it for searing steaks, caramelizing creme brulees, melting cheese, lighting grills, even clearing ice off your driveway if you want to feel like a total boss in the wintertime. And I will say, as fun as it is and as cool as it looks, it's not a toy. Seriously, never burn it for more than 1 to 2 minutes at a time, or you might damage the torch itself. And it is made out of plastic, and it does get a little warm in the handle here, so definitely be careful. But it was kind of one of those over-the-top gadgets, and it's really useful and awesome, so I thought, it'd be a good addition for this list. The way it works is you use one of these camping propane tanks, you screw it in, you open up the gas, and then it has an igniter, and then as you can see, it lights, and it is kind of loud, but we're gonna see how fast it can burn this box. We're gonna turn it up all the way. Here we go. And and then you just cut off the gas to stop it. And while not necessarily a weird tech product, you can find it on Amazon. It's definitely unique, and that's what I thought was so cool about it. And if you want one for yourself, check the link down in the description, because this is just too cool to pass up. And that's 5 more weird and interesting tech products that I found on Amazon. Thank you so much for watching episode 7 of this series. Let me know in the comments which one you would actually buy, or if you actually own any of them already. All products are linked in the description down below. And if you've made it this far into the video and you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? But anyways, I appreciate your time today. Again, I'm Corey with Freaky Tech Reviews. I'll see you next time. Real quick before you go, YouTube thinks that you might like this video right here, so be sure to check it out and continue exploring the Freaky Tech Reviews channel.